If you build your house based on what's trending today, there's a very real chance you'll hate it tomorrow. Trends move fast, faster than ever. Social media accelerates them. Builders mass produce them, influencers amplify them. And then, almost overnight, they feel tired, dated, overdone. In 2026, the cycle is even more aggressive. What looked cutting edge in 2020 to already feels predictable. And if you're building or renovating right now, copying yesterday's aesthetic could lock you into tomorrow's regret. Today, we're breaking down 10 home building trends already dying in 2026, why they're fading, what they cost homeowners long-term, and what smarter alternatives are replacing them. Let's start with the obvious one, the all-gray interior. For nearly a decade, gray dominated everything. Gray walls, gray floors, gray cabinets, gray tile. It was safe, neutral, marketable. But in 2026, flat cool gray feels sterile and emotionally cold. Buyers are craving warmth again. Homes drenched entirely in cool tones now feel lifeless, especially when paired with cool LED lighting. The financial problem isn't just aesthetic fatigue. Repainting and replacing gray flooring to reintroduce warmth can cost thousands. The smarter shift is balance neutrals with warmer undertones. Soft creams, warm whites, muted earth tones, and natural wood textures create depth that ages more gracefully. Neutral doesn't mean gray, it means adaptable. Trend number 2, ultra-open concept layouts with zero separation. For years, tearing down walls felt modern. One massive kitchen living dining box became the standard. But in 2026, with remote work still common and hybrid households normal, people want flexibility. Pure open concept often creates noise problems, cooking smell issues, and heating inefficiencies. Families realize too late that there's nowhere quiet to retreat. Retrofitting separation, later adding walls, doors, or acoustic treatments is disruptive and expensive. The replacement trend is flexible zoning, spaces that feel connected but can close off when needed. Pocket doors, glass partitions, defined transitions. Adaptability is replacing extreme openness. Next, oversized farmhouse everything. Barn doors on every opening, shiplap on every wall. Industrial black hardware mixed with rustic wood beams, the farmhouse wave peaked hard and fast. Now in 2026, overdone farmhouse feels thematic rather than timeless. Barn doors, in particular, are losing favor because they offer poor sound insulation and limited privacy. Removing them and repairing trim later costs time and money. The shift now is toward subtle natural textures without overt theme. Authentic wood accents used sparingly. Clean lines with organic influence. Less costume, more architecture. Trend number 4, excessive black window frames in every style of home. Black frames can look striking when aligned with the right architecture. But they've been applied universally even in designs that don't support them. In some contexts, they feel forced and overly contrasted. Black frames also show dust and wear more visibly. Replacing windows is one of the most expensive upgrades possible, so choosing a hyper-trendy color is risky. In 2026, softer exterior window tones and warmer metals are returning, allowing homes to feel less stark and more integrated with surroundings. Let's talk about statement tile overload. Bold pattern tile in kitchens, bathrooms, laundry rooms, and entryways became a social media favorite. While visually striking online, highly specific patterns date quickly. What feels artistic now can feel chaotic later. Removing tile involves demolition, disposal, and surface repair. The smarter approach is using bold tile in small, easily replaceable areas or choosing timeless patterns with subtle variation. Understated elegance lasts longer than dramatic statements. Trend number 6, wall-to-wall luxury vinyl plank in identical gray tones. Vinyl flooring technology has improved, but the uniform gray plank look saturated the market. In 2026, it signals builder-grade repetition. Even higher-end homes adopted it, which diluted its perceived value. Replacing flooring is expensive and disruptive. Designers are now moving toward warmer wood tones, mixed material transitions, and higher quality engineered hardwood options. Texture and authenticity are regaining importance. Next up, open shelving dominating kitchens. Open shelves look great in styled photos, but in real life, they collect dust, require constant organization, and expose clutter. Many homeowners discovered that daily living doesn't match staged perfection. Removing open shelving and reinstalling cabinetry later involves wall repair and refinishing. Closed storage with occasional curated display niches is replacing fully exposed shelving. Function is reclaiming priority. Trend number 8, all-white kitchens with minimal contrast. White kitchens aren't disappearing entirely, but stark, flat white-on-white designs without warmth are losing appeal. They show stains and wear quickly. They lack depth without careful layering. Repainting cabinets is expensive and time-consuming. In 2026, designers are integrating warmer wood accents, mixed cabinet tones, and subtle texture to create dimension. Monotony is being replaced with balanced contrast. Now let's address extreme minimalism. Ultra-flat cabinetry with no hardware, completely hidden storage, and sterile surfaces once felt futuristic, but many homeowners found it impractical. Fingerprint smudges show easily, push latch mechanisms fail. The absence of texture feels cold. Repairing integrated systems can be complex. The new direction blends minimal lines with tactile warmth. Subtle hardware returns, soft textures reappear. Livability is regaining importance over rigid minimalism. Trend number 10, oversized single-use specialty rooms, massive home theaters with fixed seating. Oversized formal dining rooms rarely used, dedicated rooms for narrow hobbies. During certain years, creating hyper-specific spaces felt luxurious. But in 2026, flexibility is king. Families evolve, needs shift, single-purpose rooms become wasted square footage. Converting them later requires renovation investment. The replacement trend focuses on adaptable rooms with infrastructure that supports multiple uses. A space that can shift from office to guest room to fitness area protects resale and relevance. Now here's what connects all 10 trends. They were not inherently bad. They became problematic when overused without context or adaptability. Trends die when saturation meets fatigue, when every listing looks identical. When homeowners begin craving warmth, flexibility, and authenticity over spectacle. Building based purely on trend exposure is dangerous because construction is not temporary. Flooring, cabinetry, tile, windows, these are long-term decisions. Unlike decor, they cannot be swapped casually. The cost of correcting outdated permanent features is substantial. In 2026, the shift is clear. Warmth over cold neutrality, flexibility over rigidity, subtlety over statement overload, texture over flat monotony, balance over extremism. Imagine walking into a home drenched in cool gray tones, filled with barn doors, patterned tile everywhere, black frames in every window, and open shelves crammed with daily clutter. It doesn't matter how new it is, it feels dated because it reflects a specific design era too strongly. Now imagine walking into a home with warm neutral tones, natural wood accents, layered lighting, defined yet connected spaces, cohesive finishes, and adaptable rooms. It feels current without screaming trend. It feels intentional. The smartest homeowners in 2026 are not chasing what's viral. They're investing in what endures. They understand that design cycles accelerate but construction costs compound. Before committing to any trending feature, ask, will this feel timeless in 10 years? Is it aligned with the architecture of the home? Is it flexible enough to evolve? How expensive would it be to remove? Because the most expensive trends aren't the ones that cost more upfront. They're the ones that cost more to undo. Homes built with restraint and balance age better. They maintain resale appeal. They feel calm instead of chaotic. They adapt instead of resist change. In 2026, Standing out doesn't mean following the loudest trend. It means building with foresight because trends fade. But your mortgage doesn't. Here's what most homeowners don't realize until it's too late. Trends don't just fade, they date your entire investment. And when you're building in 2026, dating your home is expensive. Because unlike decor, you can't casually swap out cabinetry, rip up flooring, reframe layouts, or replace windows without serious financial consequences. The problem isn't that trends exist, the problem is building permanent architecture around temporary popularity. And right now, several once-dominant design choices are already losing momentum. If you build with them today, you may be locking yourself into tomorrow's renovation budget. Let's go deeper. The all-gray interior didn't just become popular. It became oversaturated. Entire subdivisions were built with identical gray walls, gray luxury vinyl plank floors, gray cabinets, and cool white lighting. The result? Homes that feel emotionally flat. In 2026, buyers are reacting strongly against that sterile aesthetic. Warmer palettes feel more inviting and psychologically comfortable. The financial impact of correcting an overly gray home is significant. Replacing gray flooring alone can cost tens of thousands depending on square footage. Repainting helps, but undertones often clash with fixed gray surfaces. When your base materials are locked into a cold spectrum, the correction becomes layered and costly. That's why tonal balance is replacing monochromatic gray dominance. Ultra-open concept layouts are also being reconsidered. The pandemic accelerated openness because people wanted connection. But years later, families are discovering the acoustic downside. Sound travels everywhere, privacy disappears. Energy efficiency drops because one massive volume must be conditioned continuously. Retrofitting separation later means framing, drywall, electrical rewiring, hook adjustments, and repainting. It's not a cosmetic tweak, it's structural reconfiguration. In 2026, flexible zoning is becoming the smarter path spaces that connect visually but close physically when necessary. Homes designed with flexibility retain functionality longer. The farmhouse aesthetic is another example of overexposure. What began as a refreshing rustic modern blend became formulaic. Shiplap walls, sliding barn doors, black iron fixtures, apron sinks when used excessively, they shift from timeless to theme-based. Theme-based design is vulnerable to rapid fatigue. Removing shiplap requires wall repair and refinishing. Replacing barn doors often means restoring door frames and trim. The cost is both material and labor-intensive. More importantly, buyers increasingly associate heavy farmhouse styling with a specific era. Homes that feel era-stamped struggle to command premium pricing. Black window frames illustrate another cautionary tale. In the right architectural context, black frames create sharp contrast and modern definition. But as adoption expanded into every style from traditional colonials to suburban craftsman replicas, the look lost specificity. Black frames also absorb more heat and show dust and weathering more visibly. Replacing windows to shift aesthetic direction is one of the most expensive corrections possible. That's why neutral and context-sensitive window colors are regaining favor. Timeless integration is outperforming high-contrast statement framing. Pattern-heavy tile backsplashes and flooring are also fading. While dramatic tile installations photograph beautifully, highly specific geometric or bold motifs quickly signal the year they were installed. Removing tile requires demolition, dust control, disposal, surface preparation, and new installation. The combined labor costs can exceed the material itself. Designers in 2026 are favoring subtle textures, natural stone looks, and restrained patterns that don't dominate the visual field. Subtlety extends lifespan. Wall-to-wall gray luxury vinyl plank is another trend losing momentum. It flooded the market because it was affordable and durable. But uniform gray planks across every room now scream early 2020s builder template. Flooring replacement is invasive and costly. The shift toward warmer wood tones, varied plank widths, and higher quality engineered wood reflects a desire for authenticity over replication. When too many homes adopt the exact same finish, perceived value drops. Open kitchen shelving, once celebrated for its airy aesthetic, is also being reconsidered. The reality of daily life doesn't match stage photography. Dust accumulation, constant styling pressure, and visible clutter reduce practicality. Many homeowners are reinstalling upper cabinets after discovering the maintenance burden. That conversion requires wall patching, repainting, and new cabinetry purchase. Closed storage with occasional display zones is proving more durable both functionally and visually. The all-white kitchen is evolving as well. Stark white cabinetry paired with white quartz and white backsplash once signaled modern simplicity. But without textural warmth, these kitchens can feel clinical. White also reveals stains and wear quickly. Repainting cabinetry or replacing countertops later is costly. Designers are introducing wood islands, mixed finishes, and warmer undertones to soften the space. Depth is replacing monotony. Extreme minimalism with handleless cabinets and hidden storage systems is also losing dominance. While visually sleek, push-to-open hardware systems wear out, touch surfaces collect fingerprints. Repairs to integrated systems are more complex than replacing standard hardware. The move now is toward functional minimalism, clean lines paired with durable, serviceable components. Practicality is reasserting itself. Oversized specialty rooms round out the list. Massive home theaters with tiered seating. Formal dining rooms rarely used, oversized gyms. During certain years, allocating large square footage to single-use spaces felt aspirational. But as lifestyles evolve, flexibility proves more valuable. Converting specialty rooms later requires renovation investment. Adaptable multipurpose rooms retain long-term usability and resale appeal. Here's the deeper pattern. Trends die fastest when they prioritize visual impact over lived experience. The more extreme the design choice, the shorter its cultural lifespan. And architecture is not fashion, it's fixed infrastructure. In 2026, economic pressures amplify this reality. Construction costs remain elevated. Renovation labor is specialized and expensive. Material waste carries environmental and disposal costs. Reversing permanent design decisions isn't just inconvenient, it's financially heavy. Smart building in 2026 requires resisting saturation. When a feature appears in every listing, every social media feed, every new development, its exclusivity is already gone. And when exclusivity disappears, perceived value declines. Timeless design is not about playing it safe. It's about balancing warmth, proportion, and flexibility. It's about selecting materials that complement architecture rather than dominate it. It's about avoiding extremes that tie your home to a narrow time window. Imagine two homes built in the same year. One follows every trending element aggressively. The other incorporates warmth, texture, and adaptable layout without obvious theme or oversaturation. 5 years later, one feels dated. The other feels stable. Buyers sense stability. Stability commands stronger offers. The cost of chasing trends isn't just replacement. It's diminished long-term appeal. It's renovation stress. It's reduced confidence in your investment. Before committing to any design trend, ask yourself, is this architectural or fashionable? Will it feel cohesive with my home's structure in 10 years? Is it flexible enough to evolve without demolition? Because trends accelerate, but demolition invoices don't slow down. In 2026, the most forward-thinking homes aren't the loudest ones. They're the balanced ones, the ones that feel warm without being trendy. The ones that adapt without reconstruction. The ones that don't scream a specific year. Trends will always come and go. But the cost of undoing them stays very real. And building with foresight is the only way to ensure your home doesn't age faster than your mortgage.